Hi there. Let's talk a little bit about how Bitcoin works. Okay, how it works. Well, first of all, let's talk about how many there are. Okay, there's 16.6 million Bitcoins on computers currently. Yeah, at this present moment in time. And what they have done is they're created in the process of mining, which is basically computers cracking a code. The code is transactions between people. So they crack these codes, and to get their reward, the computer's reward for cracking these codes, for these transactions from going from person to person, is a small amount of Bitcoin. 2,000 Bitcoins a day are currently mined, are currently created, 2,000 a day, right? Up to the 16.6 million currently, there's only ever going to be 21 million. So how does this differ from fiat currency? So how does this differ from your pounds, your euros, your dollars in your wallet? Let me tell you this. If the government and the central bank in your country decided that they wanted to have more money, it's called quantitative easing. And they would pump money into the ecosystem. This has happened lots, especially when there's challenges with the economy. And what happens is the £20, dollars, whatever you've got in your hand, or euros, is all of a sudden devalued. Would you agree? Because they've just pumped another few million or billion into the pot. So what you actually have is devalued. This cannot happen in Bitcoin because it's on an algorithm. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. There will only ever be, and that is on the year 2140. So we're looking at more than 100 years before the supply of them totally runs out, but they're diminishing every year, are going down a little bit less and a little bit less, the ones that created. But guess what's happening? The amount of people such as yourself are growing. The more people wanting to invest in them, the more people seeing them as a vehicle towards their financial freedom is growing. Supply is being limited, demand is growing. Anyone that's done basic economics will tell you that that is going to create a price hike. And that is what you're seeing currently, and that is why you're in this group. Because you're hearing about it, lots of people are getting involved and the price is climbing. So that's a little bit about how it works. What I would say to you is the price is very much like a share. Think of Facebook, Google, BP. You'd buy a share in them, you'd get a broker to buy some shares in that company, and then they would go up and down, and you might make a dividend every year depending on how well the company does, right? Same with Bitcoin. Very much like that. It's on charts that look very much similar to stocks and shares. You would buy a chunk. Every Bitcoin is broken down into 100 million Satoshis. That is the cent in the dollar or the penny in the pound. A Satoshi is a small part of a Bitcoin. Now, what I predict is going to happen in years to come is that we're going to be paying in Satoshis for things. It won't be like a Bitcoin. We'll be talking about how many Satoshis have you got. Because when the price of Bitcoin reaches a certain level, it will be out of most people's realms of being able to trade. So we're going to be trading these small parts. That's what we're doing today. You can buy yourself a small amount, as little as £10 worth of Bitcoin, and you would get a few Satoshis. You can buy yourself £100 or £1,000 or £10,000, and then you would obviously start to get more of a chunk of Bitcoin, or indeed some Bitcoins. So it can go as big, there isn't a limitation, it can go as big as you want. If it's 100 million parts to each one, and there's going to be 21 million, we're looking at trillions. There's going to be trillions of parts of Bitcoins available, so there's enough for all of us. But there's going to be a price increase on the whole, so on the Bitcoin, because more people are getting involved, and the supply is going to be diminishing over the next 120 something years, 123 years as we are. Okay, so that's a little bit about how it works and the ups and the downs. So it doesn't just go up, it goes down as well.